Starting with part 1, as always, we're going to be talking about Higurashi, for the third time we've mentioned. Higurashi is an anime that aired a very long time ago. For the first time, I didn't look this up.
The actual air date?
It was in the 2000s.
Yeah, 2000s. The animation looks like it was... I mean, it's not
It's not very
animation.
good.
It's just terrible animation.
At least at the start. In Season 2, they pick it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number one thing for watching Higurashi, ignore the animation if you
I
can.
swear, it gets good at parts.
Yeah, it's got a unique story and everything.
It's meant to be crappy.
It had a terrible budget.
Oh my god, what the heck? This came out in 2006.
Yeah, see, 2000s.
Yeah.
What?
Forgive the animation.
Okay,
They had no budget.
So if Demon King Daimyo looks like a 2010 anime done in a 2005 style, this is a 2006 anime done in an early 2000 style.
It's not even like...
No, it's just bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not like...
it's old, dude.
Like, Demon King does look old, but...
It's not...
Higurashi doesn't look old. You just know... They had zero budget to work with here.
You know what the animation
At
style
what time period was it acceptable for a character's eye to be like on the other side of their head while they're talking?
No. I think you know what the best way to explain the animation style is. You know how people do that thing where when they're watching an anime, they look at the background characters and see how good they look. It's like if you took an anime and you just took the background character animation and made it the
main characters.
Exactly.
Those badly drawn background characters are now your number ones.
So besides the animation, Higurashi is a spooky murder mystery?
No, it's a slice of life moe love.
Exactly. That's why we're doing this for Halloween.
Yeah, of course.
Do you want to put this?
Both. It's like.
I mean,
do you want to put this next to Gakugurashi and like?
Wow, I thought we weren't gonna spoil that, motherfucker.
No, you said slice of life moe blob, so Gakugurashi is a slice of life moe blob.
And it does a terrible job of it. We're not gonna go into that.
We're not gonna go into that. We're not, because it's not supposed to be about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the show takes like really cutesy, dumb, really obnoxious moments. And you're like, oh god, I hate these people, and then they like get murdered horribly in the next few scenes.
And this is totally not spoilers because that's literally the plot of the show.
Yeah,
you can't spoil that. When the first 5 seconds
with a bat
is the main character smashing people's heads in with a bat, you kind of know where the show is going.
Yeah, it gives you a sneak peek. It's what's going to be going on,
and it kind of like what's it called? It's meant to like lull you in sort of this like false sense of security with these characters to a point like you're taking it for granted, you're getting annoyed, just to make like the horror parts all that much worse or like better in I guess a sense. And the animation itself also kind of kicks up there. Like that's when they actually start having a little bit of budget, or like in some cases they'll just draw really detailed, really fucked up faces meant to like be more of an expression of the character than what they're actually supposed to look like at the time.
So if this isn't evident, Connor really likes this anime.
Yeah, for all its flaws, this is a really interesting show. A lot of people really like this. That's why it has one horrible spin-off and an okay one.
So season 3 is the horrible one, and season 4 is the okay
one. No, do not touch season 4.
Don't even.
Not with
if that's part of our recommendation, don't watch season 4 unless you want to watch Whipped Cream and.
If you want to watch the Teen Titans Go version of this anime,
Whipped Cream and fan service.
The story ends at season 2. Season 3 is a little spin-off without the main character. And then season 4 is just like, we're going to take all our assets and milk this thing for as much money as possible.
Which is, it's what you do. It's what you do. So when we're going to be talking about Higurashi today, it's going to be season 1 and season 2. Both 26, around 26 episodes, 24 to 26.
Each, yeah.
Yeah, each. And the story continuously builds on itself. It's kind of like the visual novel style where there's a lot of different routes that takes in it. So there's going to be a lot of confusion early on.
Yeah,
but if you stick with it, it'll start answering questions.
Yeah. Think of it as a mystery. You're trying to figure it out as you go along.
And there's red herrings up the wazoo. Everything is a red herring.
For source material, this is originally from, I believe, a sound novel, which is really close to just being like a visual novel. I don't actually know the difference, but it's called a sound novel. And because of that, you can definitely tell the show kind of goes, its separate arcs that you get are all in separate like instances that don't seem connected to the previous instances, so don't be surprised when the show suddenly drops what it just did and starts doing something completely different that doesn't seem related.
It'll
It
tie
will.
in,
It ties together. So don't worry about that.
And you
Just
kind of have to make your
don't
own
be
connections
surprised.
at points. Like they won't hold your hand on everything. Like there's a few things that they keep repeating, and it gets a little bit annoying how much they need to explain that to you. But there's parts like what you may need to rewatch the show to understand what they meant at this part. Like there's a part where like it's one character's having an arc, and things happen in this arc, and it's not the exact same things that would happen in another arc, but you're supposed to like make the connection that parallel things happened to the character here, in a way.
It's parallel lines.
Yeah. It's not necessarily the same events through the character's perspective. It's like almost the roles got switched in a way.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, it's like the best way. I mean, I could compare this to Steins Gate because that's also a visual novel. It's the world lines where it's constantly different branches of different events that happen because of different split off points of decisions and stuff like that.
Yeah. So this is like if you want. Oh, big important thing. If you've seen like pictures of like fucked up anime whatever on the internet, that's probably the show.
It's probably Higurashi.
It's either this, Elfen Lied, School Days.
School Days. I don't think there's ever pictures.
Yeah, you just watched that last scene.
There's just one scene.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of famous scenes for this. The knife scene is one
Or
of
Berserk,
them.
of course.
The nail scene is one of them. I mean,
yeah.
there's a lot of intense moments, and I mean, I didn't feel anything towards it, but there's a lot of intensity in it.
Yeah, it contains my personal, I think, scene that makes me just cringe inside the most. I've seen a lot of really fucked up stuff, and I don't know why this scene specifically does it.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it later, but it contains a scene for me that's
Right now,
personally high up there on the list.
So yeah, definitely, if you want like one of the scarier animes, or at least an anime trying to be scary, this is probably one of the ones you would want to go for.
I mean, it's kind of creepy and kind of scary. It's not really.
It's not.
It's a psychological.
It's not horror. It's
Yeah,
like
it's not
psychological.
You're not gonna get jump scares, but you're gonna get.
Thank God.
You're gonna get the tension. That's what you get.
Yeah.
You get the tension. You get the on the edge of like your heart racing because you don't know what's happening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's the type of horror this is, comparative to jump scares up the wazoo or creepy designs or scary monsters.
Yeah. I personally like it. It definitely has much more of a lasting feeling of like unrest and kind of off-puttingness than a lot of other things that scare you do. Like things with jump scares and stuff you can just kind of move past, but this definitely leaves a weird lasting feeling of, oh god, what was I just watching?
And if you wanted this to keep up, you just don't watch the last 11 episodes.
Very light spoilers here, but it gets a little bit fluffy towards the end in a way that you wouldn't really want. I mean, some people might enjoy like the whole like relief after all the tension and stuff, but it got a little too fluffy for a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean that's my opinion of it. Where literally the last arc, it was just like you could have easily done this in the span of like 5 episodes, but you did it in 11.
Like the arc before it ends spectacularly dark, and then they could have just gone, okay, here's a quick run. Here's this little arc that I'm not going to talk about yet. And then here's a quick run through of our actual resolution, and you're fine. But they drag it out for way too long.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where it's that everything's gonna turn out all right by the end.
So yeah, Higurashi, it has a lot of flaws, but it's definitely its own unique experience. It's a lot of fun to watch.
It's a must-watch. I feel like it's one of those things that it's up there in stuff that you need. If you're an anime watcher, you need to watch before you die.
At some point, yeah.
It's like
it's definitely really.
It's like
important.
Bebop, this. And Code Geass.
No.
Do not say
Evangelion.
Code Geass.
No, I'm joking about Code Geass.
I mean,
sorry, Code Geass is Dawson's Sugar
popular
Ray.
enough that like a lot of people watch it, and you want to.
No, if I would have to say
Full Metal Alchemist, and Evangelion.
Yeah,
definitely.
Full Metal
I
Alchemist.
still haven't watched Full Metal.
I haven't watched Full Metal or Eva.
And then I could just throw in all my favorites, but I won't.
Yeah.
Berserk.
Trigun.
But let's wrap this section up. Do you recommend this?
Yes, I would recommend this, and there's absolutely no way I can rate Higurashi. I'm just gonna say that right now. There's so much going on, and it's so different, and so much good and so much bad all mixed together. I could never come up with an honest rating for this.
But here's like
I rated it
what type of
out of 10.
What would you say?
A quality out of 10.
Quality out of 10. I would suggest this as well. 7 out of 10. 7, 8 out of 10. Like not one of my favorites, but I see what people would like from this.
I'd say whether or not you were gonna like it at the end, it's worth watching.
Yeah, I mean, I got kind of invested. You kind of get
I
invested.
really enjoyed it actually.
Yeah.
I also really enjoyed it.
So, well, 3 watches for Watch
Yeah,
Higurashi.
definitely watch.
This is
1,
again
2, 3.
I mean, you don't even need us to tell you that.
Yeah, everyone else.
Honestly.
Why are you watching this? No, keep watching, please.
A lot of people will
We
tell
need
you
the
to watch
views.
Higurashi.
But